D'Enderal, Forgotten Stories. Bonjour tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien. Que surtout, tout va bien pour vous, c'est vraiment l'essentiel. Là, nous allons pouvoir donc rencontrer cette fameuse personne dans les ruines ici. On doit juste la rencontrer, voir ce qu'elle nous donne faire et puis essayer de nous aider surtout à comprendre ce que nous avons. Car oui, car vraiment le plus important c'est ce que nous avons. Éviter de faire n'importe quoi par contre. Attends, il y a quoi par ici? Non, il n'y a rien du tout, d'accord, très bien. Ouais, tac tac tac, ok. Rien du tout. D'accord, ok. Il y a quoi là en bas là? Attends, j'ai mal vu. Par contre l'ambiance elle est horrible. Non, elle est pas horrible, elle est pesante. Désolé pour le terme. Ok. Déjà il y a un crâne, ouais. Épée, ouais. Lanterne. Ah ouais, d'accord. Là, que se passe-t-il?
By the prophet's ass, 1 second later and I would have been scraping your remains off the floor. What in blazes are you doing here anyway? Let's put it this way. I know how to hide when I don't want to be seen. And concerning the explosion, you stepped right into a Kiranian dust crystal. Get a little too close and wait a little too long, and you'll have your ass blown around your ears by an explosion that would put any cannon to shame. Lishari? Oh my. The fellow really isn't one for names, is he? I'm Lishari, but never mind that. At least it proves you're not lying. Anyhow, I hope you're not the backup I asked for. I was hoping for someone more, impressive. No offense. Is that so? Indeed. You have some uncontrolled magic inside you. And quite a lot of uncontrolled magic. Not bad. I've never felt anything like this before. Very well. If Constantine insists, I will perform the ritual on you. But it'll have to wait, since I'm up to my neck in this shit, as you've probably noticed. Short version or long version? Which do you prefer? Fine. I suppose you already know that that is me, my assistant, 2 arcanists, and 4 keepers are here to do research on, well, on something, which is exactly what we've done these past weeks. But, as I went upstairs to get something a couple hours ago, I suddenly heard screaming and the clanging of metal coming from downstairs. As I looked for cover, I saw these 2 shapes in red robes vanishing into the lower parts of the ruin. I have no idea who they are or why they're here, but to me, they look like mercenaries. Anyway, fact is, my esteemed Indralean colleagues and my assistant are still down there, together with our research, and I want them back. And before you ask, yes, you can help me. You'll have to, actually, if you want me to tame your magic. I wouldn't have a chance fighting the mercenaries by myself, but the 2 of us might be able to do it, provided you can defend yourself, which I'm quite sure you can. What do you say? Are you ready? Oh, that's hard to explain. But part of it is finding the answer to the universal question. Why do some people have the nerve to ask irrelevant questions when shit is going down around them? After we've cleaned up the mess, we can do this whole, who are you and what are you doing here thing if you want to. But this really isn't the time. No idea. But I don't think there are more than a dozen. Also, they don't anticipate any resistance, which is to our advantage. Fine, then follow me. And keep your weapons ready. I think I just heard footsteps down there.
Ok, je te suis. Attends, comment ça s'appelle? Lishari, Peghast, ok, c'est bien.
Shit, you were right.
Oula. C'est quoi ça? Franchement, ils sont faibles, hein. Sincèrement. Je ne sais pas tout ce que vous en pensez, mais ils sont faibles. Hein. Un petit coup de flamme et bam, tu les tues. Bon. Ah bah ça...
Wait,
Oh,
hang on. What's this?
oh merde.
By the prophet's ass. I don't believe it. They're orders. My assistant, Sev. It seems he's the reason these fuckers managed to take us by surprise. Save it for Sev when I shove this staff up his ass and fire a thunderbolt.
Ah. Mademoiselle, elle est un peu directe, non? Vous trouvez pas? Ouais, il y a quoi d'autre? Non, il y a rien du tout. Pardon. Excuse-moi, mademoiselle, j'avance. Allez.
Shit, can you smell that? That's fire. So, these guys really are trying to destroy our research. We have to do something. You're adept at magic, right? Take this spell and use it to put out the fires. If I'm right, the mercenaries are trying to destroy the stone fragments. We have to stop them. You take the lower part of the ruin. Try to save as many stones as you can. I'll take the upper part, and when it's all done, we'll meet here again. Oh, and one more thing. If you should find my assistant Sev down there, try to take him alive and bring him to me. I want to take care of him myself, okay? Then let's get going.
Ok, pas de problème. D'accord, donc c'est instincteur, d'accord, très bien. Mais je me demande, est-ce qu'on peut utiliser ce sort pour... Attends, on va voir ça tout de suite. Ok. Non, c'est pas un sort de déplacement. C'est quoi cette musique? What? D'accord. Ok. C'est juste un coup. Oh merde. Oh mais t'es où? Tiens. Tiens. Le cul. Tiens. Tiens, t'auras pas de goûter mon pote. Désolé pour le langage, mais... Oh, je l'ai où? Non, mais sérieusement, je l'ai où pour de vrai? J'ai pas eu de torche, non? Torche... Ouais. Ok, là je peux pas aller descendre. Là on descend, très bien. Ok, tac tac tac. Enregistrer. Ouais, je vais essayer d'être un minimum courtois et gentil dans ce jeu. Ok, ça marche pas. Attends, où est-il l'autre?
You'll pay for that.
T'es où, toi?
That's all you got.
C'est ce que tu sais faire, ma grande. T'es nul, hein? Oh merde.
Oh, Malthus, be praised!
Pick the wrong enemy.
Hey! Arrête de m'engueuler, oh! Mec!
That was close. Those bastards just let me down. Believe it, despite everything I did.
Je sais, t'inquiète, t'inquiète, t'inquiète. Allez, chic. Allez. Par contre, j'ai failli mourir. Ça, c'est pas bien ce que j'ai fait. Les enfants, c'est pas. Tiens, à terre. Tout, tac, tac, tac. Ok, détecteur. D'accord. Oh. Oh, comme par hasard. T'as deviné qu'il y avait quelqu'un, Billy. Oh. C'est bien, mon pote. Très très bien. Bon. Oui, mais sacré coup, ce template. Tiens, meurs. Meurs, bichette. Hey. Et un peu de respect, toi, ma grande, hein. Par contre, toi-même, fille de petite vertu. Très bien. Là, on a pu les sauver. Temple du Soleil, ok, très très bien. On prend ça. Bon, ça s'est bien passé finalement. C'est le principal. Là, j'espère que mademoiselle Lishari Peghast va pouvoir nous aider, hein. J'espère. Et sinon, bah, que tu que je te dise de plus j'espère que ça va bien se passer pour nous. J'espère. Quelque chose par ici. Non.
Well, I'll be damned. That's what I call good timing. I take it you were successful? What about the fragments? Did you save them? All of them? Call me a pregnant Lyran. You really are good at what you do. You won't regret it, I swear. What about Sev? Did you find him? Fuck. That little shit. I was hoping I could make him tell us who's behind all this. Well, whatever. No use crying over spilt milk, I guess. What's your name, anyway? Amidst all this, we didn't have time for formalities. You're pleased? Well, that's good to hear. I actually had the feeling that I was a little rough on you. Sorry for that, really. Sometimes I just have a short fuse. Anyway, let's talk about the reason you're here. For starters, tell me how you managed to get the old ranter to trust you. That doesn't happen very often. I've got time. Uh-huh. So, you're saying that you learned all this, the magic, the swordplay, in such a short time? That's fascinating, to say the least. And these visions, if I understand correctly, you foresaw the death of the two apothecary? It does indeed. But hey, who am I to judge? Here you are, the mysterious stranger who appeared out of thin air and, without much fuss, took out an entire group of sellswords. And even better, now you tell me that these skills come from studying magic for only a couple of weeks, and that you can see the future. You certainly are full of shit. Not you, sorry. I mean, I just had a strange thought. But no, that would be crazy. Way too unlikely. Well, I'd like to speak freely, but I'm bound to my agreement with the Holy Order. However, I will tell Constantine and old Aranthiel about my theory. And you will probably have to be patient until the latter decides to put you in the picture. Sorry. But if my idea is correct, then we'll be in a position to really kick ass. Anyway, hold still for a moment. Ready? All right, let's do this. Don't worry, it'll just tickle a bit. Fuck! Are you all right? That wasn't on purpose. Really. Oh my, you really do look terrible. I will make this right, I promise. I have no idea what just happened. The ritual isn't exactly harmless, but normally you shouldn't feel more than a weak tickle at most, regardless of how it goes down. But, maybe this has something to do with the strangeness of your aura. I already said this, but it's so different. It's hard to explain. Somehow complex and cold, maybe. But hey, I'm probably just out of practice. It worked, and that's what matters. Your fever will now settle down to an endurable level, and maybe even vanish if you're careful. And now I suggest you return to Constantine. I will get the stones to safety in the meantime. You need anything else? If not, see you later. We're going to meet again. I can feel it. Well, put simply, they're supposed to protect us. But old Aranthiel will tell you more about it later. Take care.
Bon. Bah... son rituel a été assez dangereux quand même. Et si nous avons pu survivre, c'est déjà ça. Bon, on va quand même prendre une torche, vérifier si on peut dormir. Sinon, ben, on mangera, c'est pas grave. Attends, quoi, ouais, 17 points de vie. Ouais, en gros, elle me disait oui, vous avez bien vu, oui, en fait, son... Comment ça s'appelle son... Ah. Son rituel, en fait, il était pas très dangereux. Mais bon. On va manger quelque chose. Oui. Ça, c'est bon. C'est bon, ça. Bon, c'est quand même une réussite totale, cette mission, c'est très très bien, ça. Oui, on va éviter quand même d'en tenir rigueur, la mademoiselle. C'est trop méchant pour elle, en plus. Elle a voulu nous aider après tout. Je retiens que ça. Ok, très bien. Ah oui, c'est vrai. Ouais, je me rappelle, on l'avait déjà vérifié ce coffre là lors du dernier épisode, je me rappelle. Et je sais qu'il y a un chemin. Ouais, c'est celui-là. Oula, oula. Non, non. On va éviter de mourir bêtement. Car vraiment, ça, c'est un truc que je déteste dans les jeux vidéo, c'est mourir bêtement. Je sais pas du tout si ça vous arrive aussi. Mais ça peut être assez frustrant, d'autant que vous avancez bien et que malheureusement bah, vous mourrez. Ça arrive, hein, mais bon, c'est comme ça arrive, c'est pas grave. Alors, d'accord. Donc ça, sur la lumière, vous avez tout expliqué en bas à droite, la santé, mana, vigueur, la fièvre arcanique. Donc si jamais ça arrive à 50%, vous aurez donc des problèmes. Et si jamais ça arrive à 100%, vous mourrez. Et les points d'expérience. Donc comme vous le voyez, c'est très très bien fait. Et en fait, vous gagnez des points, par exemple le pionnisme et une main par le reste, uniquement en achetant des parchemins. Uniquement en achetant des parchemins. Que vous trouverez chez des marchands, tout simplement. Là, si par exemple j'ai envie de rentrer au Temple du Soleil directement, j'ai plus qu'à utiliser le parchemin et c'est tout. C'est que cela. Et non, ce n'est pas comme Skyrim. Vous ne pouvez pas faire ça par exemple. Là, je viens d'appuyer sur le même bouton que le bouton attendre et patienter dans Skyrim. Ce n'est pas la même chose. Non, vous devez trouver un abri pour dormir, une maison, et être hors combat pour vous régénérer avec de la nourriture. Oui. Tout simplement. C'est la différence fondamentale entre Skyrim et ce jeu. Je me rappelle qu'il y avait un monsieur qui m'avait... Ok. Ça c'est fait. Tac. Tiens, bam. Le troisième. Alors, je me souviens d'un monsieur qui m'avait envoyé un message, c'était sur YouTube. Mais... ouais, ça, le sac à dos, je l'avais pas vu là dernière fois. C'est fait. Je me souviens d'un message d'un monsieur sur YouTube qui me disait oui, C'est fait par la communauté, c'est encore un nouveau mode de Skyrim. Et j'ai gentiment répondu que c'était pas un mode de. C'était pas Skyrim, c'était pas un mode de Skyrim. C'est un mode DLC. C'est-à-dire que c'est un jeu qui a le moteur graphique de Skyrim. Ça, je vous le confirme à 100%. Mais ce n'est pas Skyrim. Vous l'avez bien vu. Rien que le nom des. Comment ça s'appelle Bon, rien que le nom des différents ingrédients et le reste, ça a changé. Tout ok. Ah tiens. Tiens, boum. Bon. Il y a quelque chose par ici. Un coffre. Et histoire que vous sachiez un peu, ce jeu est gratuit. Ah, canard chanceux. Le pauvre. Donc histoire que vous sachiez un peu, c'est que ce jeu... Ah tiens. On va prendre ce livre-là. C'est que ce jeu, il est gratuit quand vous avez Skyrim spécial édition. Il faut juste que vous ayez la version de ce jeu sur Steam, vous le téléchargez et il est gratuit. Et ça prend 22 Go. Et aussi, vous avez un moyen assez efficace de le mettre directement en 1080p si vous le souhaitez. De passer de la 720p à la 1080p en HD. Vous allez dans les fichiers du jeu. Avant de lancer le jeu, vous mettez changer pour 1980 et 1080 et c'est bon. Tout simplement. Et ça c'est vraiment très très bien. Là vous voyez, là nous venons de rentrer à pied tranquillement. Ah, arc. Ok, sac. Alors, fer à cheval, c'est bien ça porte bonheur en plus. Les fers à cheval. Ah, soi-disant. Bon, ça c'est bien, c'est très très bien même.
We always go too easy on this.
Eh mademoiselle, c'est pas gentil ça, oh. Je prends une racaille moi, oh.
Just have to live with it.
Donc là, vous utilisez donc le panneau et ça vous téléporte au lieu que vous souhaitez. C'est vraiment très très
Keep
facile.
walking.
Ça va? Et bonjour, ça existe non? Si tu veux pas que je te foute un coup de poing dans la gueule, non? Pour ton insolence, paufiasse. T'as pas honte de dire ça? Ok. Bon, donc ça, dans Skyrim, c'est...
Pathlessness, wherever you look. Where is this supposed to lead?
Donc ça, dans Skyrim, c'est donc une pièce d'OMR, ça dans c'est une nation antique. Tout simplement. Ce sont l'une des nombreuses différences entre les deux jeux. Alors on va pouvoir rencontrer... Ok. Tac tac tac. D'accord. Allez. On va parler avec le grincheux. Ouais, le grincheux. Ah tiens. La pierre de... Comment elle s'appelle cette princesse des draps dans Skyrim? C'est... Méridia. Voilà, Méridia. On va vérifier ce qu'il a, le monsieur. Tac, on prend. Ouais. D'ailleurs, on peut prendre. Hein. Même principe que Skyrim. Tac, tac, tac. Bon. Ok. Là, il a tout ce qu'il faut. Ah, chic. Besoin de mana. Il m'en fallait en plus du mana.
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well? Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work, even though part of her report seemed to be a bit enthusiastic. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest. In the Emporium, The last building on the left side of the temple. Just tell the guard that Aranthiel has asked for you, and they will let you in. Ah yes, before I forget. My dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book, an old map, or a bag of pennies?
Bah, livre de compétences, ouais, c'est mieux.
Very well. Now get a move on. I'm sure we'll talk again later.
Merci beaucoup. Bon, je vais aller parler à monsieur... T'es alors à Rencontre. Ok. Ça doit être intéressant, c'est chouette ça. Non mais oh, pourquoi il me traite d'étranger ici? Pourquoi il parle ici de sol sacré, le reste c'est quoi leur problème ici? Hein? C'est quoi? Peut-être qu'il fallait faire la diplomatie normale, non? Peut-être? Bon, en tout cas, je suis obligé d'aller parler avec cet alors à Rencontre. Ok. Bon, ok. Allez. On va aller lui parler. On fera la quête qu'il va très certainement nous donner après. Ce sera plus simple. Bonjour. T'inquiète pas. En même temps, c'est difficile ce genre de travail. Tenir debout, ça fait mal. Je peux vous en parler objectivement et honnêtement. Quand tu fais un travail physique qui demande d'être debout en permanence, ça peut faire mal, mais ça va, c'est faisable.
It is a suspicion, Tila. And to send an entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries. This Peghast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Neremese friends had.
The threat is real. Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it as much as I do.
Tila, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Tilor, back then in Kira. And we all know...
The mission will happen. I'm sorry.
You have a visitor.
So, you are the prodigy everyone is talking about. Interesting. I am Teolor Aranthiel, son of Lorius I and Grandmaster of the Order, and I'm honored to meet you. What is your name? Yes, and I will come straight to the point. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, you are indispensable. Among other things, yes. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Vin is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I. I do. And I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son, Narazul Aranthiel. He hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well. It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerim. I still do not know why he spared me. There were circumstances favoring the development. But it's a long story, which we won't discuss now. Good question. Because at the moment, stability is the highest good. Even more so considering what we are facing. The rulers of Kira and Kile both made the mistake to acknowledge the death of the gods to their people, and the civil wars that followed in their countries are evidence of the chaos that such a revelation entails. Enderal is the cradle of the Order of the Gods, the epitome of theocracy. It is unthinkable what would happen if we confirmed these rumors. I am sure you understand this. Maybe when all this is over that will change, but for now it is imperative that we deny all rumors of that kind. Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time, the dreams.
Comment ça, lui aussi, il est sujet au rêve. Ah. Bon.
I always saw the same glaring, terrible light. Heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of imminence. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me. Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery in the mountains. The others were aware of my identity, but for whatever reason they did not kill me. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. I do not know. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first I doubted my sanity, but after some time I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. And he said something that I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others magically gifted on Vin, dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion grew, which has now turned out to be the truth. The dreams, they come from the same place. They are a shared memory. A collective subconscious. Yes, I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images. So we went looking for answers in the remains of the civilization that was before us, the Pyreans. 3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end. I see why you would say that, and I've felt the same way for a very long time too. But there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vin was split up by the Starfall after the reign of the Eterna. Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The 2 castes of the Sun Priest. They, too, ruled until they were overthrown. This overthrowing was followed by an outbreak of wars and chaos. And then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the cleansing. They tried, but they failed. Who knows why? Maybe they found out too late, or maybe they were too weak. That is the question we need to find an answer to. The end was not violent, at least not in a sense as we know it. There was no natural disaster, no magical explosion, no plague. Even though there was war in the Pyrean Empire before its ruin, when the cleansing happened, it was as if all living beings simply fell down and died. It is ghastly. Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well. Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the prophet. It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly. Yes, former enemies or not, both sides have understood the magnitude of the threat. The magical knowledge of Narazul's former mages is vast, as is the power of the Holy Order. Even though not all of the Keepers agree, as you probably have already noted yourself. No, as I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end, like pieces on a chessboard. We are determined by our skills. How and to what end we use them is our choice. On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. I assume you have already realized this. On the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future. Your visions are a window into the past. And as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future as well. You can feel the thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us, and it is why I want your help. Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our order, and to do so, you have to pass a test, a trial. It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the Squalor are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival. At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood. They will be waiting for you there. Take the Myret, talk to Signet Master Bartar, and hand him this package. And then follow his orders. One more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the death of the Lightborn to yourself. I do not believe you can do any real harm, but in the worst case, path-abiding people will consider you a heretic. After the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter, if and how we tell our people about it. But not now, that is for sure. Now, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
très bien. Ok. Très bien, très bien. Bon, je suis niveau 9. Donc à peu près 1450 points d'expérience pour passer niveau 10, c'est pas mal, c'est bien. Et là, on va donc rencontrer lors du prochain épisode de jeunes personnes. Et ça c'est bien, ça fait plaisir. Alors il m'a dit tour de mirade. Alors, tour de mirade. Ouais, carte ici, tour de mirade, très bien. Donc, très très bien. Ok, d'accord. La frontière des hautes terres. Attends, les hautes terres, où est-ce? D'accord, ok. On va prendre la mirade. Attends, pardon. Lors du prochain épisode, nous allons pouvoir les rencontrer. Salut.
Walk blessed, Fred. Sure. Where to?
Alors c'était le frontière des hautes terres, c'est ça. Exact. C'est bien ça. Nickel. Allez. Donc lors du prochain épisode, on n'aura plus qu'à commencer la quête. Et ce sera très très bien comme ça. Allez. Allez. Ok. Très bien. Sympa. Sympa ici. Ok. Donc c'est ici pour la quête, ok, très bien. Allez. Bon, lors du prochain épisode, nous allons pouvoir continuer cette quête et voir ce qu'elle va nous réserver. Allez, je vous fais de gros bisous et je vous dis à la prochaine, ciao, des bisous.